My name is Sammy, and which alien is best?
My name is Caleb, and let's talk about stroking with your buds.
My name's Cordell, and why is everyone fighting all the time?
And welcome to Junk House.
It's a psychobilly freakout!
Welcome back to Junk House, everyone.
In the house.
Hope you're having a good week. Hope
We're in
this
the house.
week is fun for you.
In the house.
I mean, do we want to address the elephant in the room?
There's an elephant in the room?
Yeah, there is. Something very world-changing has happened since we
Your dog got his
recorded.
balls chopped off.
My dog got his balls chopped off. Nothing else has
Wow,
really
we got
happened
bottoms.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
it.
past week. Yeah, my dog got his balls chopped off, and he's doing okay.
Good.
He's got a cone on right now, and he's looking up at me like, "Father, why did you do this to me?"
On his balls?
No. You put the cone around the penis itself.
Oh,
then
around the
just, like-
shaft. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Around
okay.
the shaft. That's how they do it. It's actually like a really slow, drawn-out process where they just cut off all blood to the area and just hope it works.
Yeah.
That's actually how they circumcise people today. I don't know if you knew that, but they bunch up the foreskin and then strap a rubber band on there, and it just falls off and dies on its own.
Yeah.
They do the same to castrate bulls.
Oh my
Oh my
God. Have you ever
gosh.
heard the story of the guy with the golden screw in his belly button?
What?
What?
Yeah.
Is this a real story or
No.
like an idiom or not an
it's a
idiom,
joke.
an allegory? Oh,
It's a
joke.
it's a prank. The guy goes to the doctor and he's like, "Yo, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I got this thing in my stomach. It's a screw. It's golden." Doc's like, "Okay, well, I guess we can remove it. I got a screwdriver right here. We can remove it if you want, but I don't know what's gonna happen." And the guy goes, "Okay, sure, whatever. It's annoying. I don't know what's going on. Just remove it." And he screwed it, and it took a while. And then right when he popped it out, and his butt fell off. That's
I don't know
the story.
why, but this
That's-
just reminded me of another joke that I heard from a very old Jewish man one time. So, like, be prepared. This is like old.
Why's he
man
gotta be
Jewish-
old?
Why you gotta be Jewish?
Because it's important that he's Jewish.
Why's he
for the
gotta
story.
be a man?
So this old Jewish man one time, my granddad used to do this thing where him and my grandmother would like deliver meals to old people and like old people that couldn't get out of their house. It was a really cool thing. So on days where I was too sick to go to school but couldn't stay home, I would go to their house and then I would go help them with this meal delivery service. And so one time when I was eating lunch with them, this like older gentleman comes up sits beside me and he says, "You want to hear a joke?" I said, "Yeah." I was like 12 at the time. He said, a Catholic priest and a rabbi are talking to each other. They're sitting next to each other on a plane, right? I said, "Okay." And this guy said, and they look at each other, and the rabbi looks at the priest and says, "You have to have broken the rules at least once. You know, you're not supposed to do all these things. You know, you have to have broken them." And the priest looks at him and says, "Well, you must have too. You know, you've got all these laws that you need to follow. What's one rule that you've broken?" And the rabbi looks and says, "I cannot lie. I've eaten one ham sandwich in my life. Just one. I got too tempted. I had to try it. Well, but what about you?" And the priest says, "Well, I'm not going to lie. I have had sex in my life. I have had sex with a woman." And the rabbi looks at him and says, "Beats the hell out of a ham sandwich, am I right?"
Anyway, the
my
queen
God.
died.
Anyway, the queen's dead.
What's funny is this morning I tweeted, so you can, if you go to my Twitter, you can see this tweet. They were moving her coffin from
Yeah.
like where she was to the Westminster Abbey, and I just I was watching it live because I was sitting here kind of bored. So I was watching it, and I just took a picture of the people picking up her coffin. I said, "This is the worst episode of Coffin Flop I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah. It's not even flopping.
Not
What
even
is-
flopping.
What is Coffin Flop for the guy who really wants to understand the joke?
Coffin Flop was a sketch from I Think You Should Leave, where the whole bit was that it was people's bodies falling out of the bottom of the coffin.
Oh, that's good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, how funny would it be if on a live stream the Queen's
That-
body just
Tumbled out.
comes out? It'd be so
I-
funny.
It's what she deserves. So
You know someone would get killed for that. Like, you know they
Oh,
would
yeah.
like take someone out back and shoot them. Like,
People keep saying, oh, but think about the Queen. She had such a good sense of humor, which she did. She was very
she
funny
was-
sometimes.
you know who else
I'm
is
not
funny?
gonna lie.
Donald Trump.
No.
He's
but-
hilarious. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't shed a tear if he passed.
Yeah.
you know?
No.
Oh,
he-
yeah,
he-
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is like the man is actually regrettably hilarious.
Yes.
But that's not gonna make
because
me
he's
sad.
trying to be funny.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah.
It's a
the
different
fact
kind
that
of
he
humor,
tried-
I guess.
He tried, like,
Yeah.
I think it's like the I'm so rich I don't understand normal life kind of humor. Because
Kinda,
like, he did once try to pay a lawyer by giving him a horse. Like
Exactly. Like, I think it's also the fact that he, like, the way he talks around questions is iconic, you know? Like, everyone knows the way he, like, loops around a subject without actually making a stance. Like, he's
Yeah.
unfortunately funny, which is why I brought him up, because
yeah.
funny doesn't mean, like, yay, I'm sad because you're
God
dead.
save the Queen.
But yeah, no, the
He
Queen like as it's like most people are like, hey, let's acknowledge that the Queen had a
Caleb,
good
I'm
sense-
sorry, but we have to. That.
Wait, what was it? I didn't hear it.
I said God
For a
save
second.
the Queen, and Cordell went.
He
He
did.
didn't.
Further proof that God doesn't exist.
Or that the
Take
queen
that,
is just
Christians.
old. Checkmate,
Okay.
atheists.
But now go back to what you were saying, Caleb.
No.
I'm sorry. We just
The
had to
ultimate,
appreciate that.
if the Queen had a good sense of humor, she would have put a trap door in the bottom of her coffin. That's
That's
all
what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like,
If
that's
the Queen was
true.
if the Queen was a real fan of comedy, she would have fallen out the bottom of the coffin.
Because that's what the people
Exactly.
needed, you know?
That's
Yeah.
what I need.
Yeah, she should have thought about her American subjects.
Yeah.
Well, hey, at least we can add hating England to our list of countries.
Yeah, true.
No. I
We're
don't
just
hate
haters.
England. I hate the monarchy a lot.
Yes. I have lived my whole life with this, like, Robin Hood complex of, like, I just have this immediate disdain for, like, the rich and opulence. And I have my entire life. And it's like, as I've grown up, I'm like, this is kind of a logical stance to take. But also, it does not make me fun at parties. When people are like, oh yeah, like I went and saw like St. Paul's Cathedral and it was incredible and beautiful. I'm like, think about all the people they could have fed if they hadn't done this.
Think of how morally wrong they are for doing that.
Yeah, like think of the gray area here. Or like, yeah, we're going to address our country's food problems from my golden throne that will not be sold to help anybody as I hoard this wealth. Or like, wow, my son will get all of my inheritance and he will not pay the inheritance tax to avoid the degradation of royal wealth. Or
Yeah.
they closed food banks for a day to mourn the queen.
Yep. Any
Oh.
government run building. Yeah.
They
Oh.
closed food banks for a day.
What?
I also want to say, in now King Charles III's first address to the nation as the king. First of all, big down. We don't like the guy. He
Boo.
said that he was reinstating the lifelong promise that the Queen held for love, upstanding, and peace in the Commonwealth. I just want to point out, active in the Commonwealth in the 1950s and 60s, under this Queen's quote-unquote promise, there were legitimate concentration camps in Kenya,
Oh,
Ghana,
Yeah.
and like several other countries in Africa. So, like, maybe don't uphold that promise.
Yeah, and
Make a
here's
different one.
here's what I'm gonna say, and then I think we should probably move on to being funny. But
I think we've been funny.
we have been funny, but we should move on to funnier subjects before we get like some angry British person in our mentions and like doing all that nonsense.
No, if there's a British person defending the monarchy in our mentions, then they need to reevaluate some stuff.
That's fair.
Yes.
Go eat a crumpet and think about your life. Anyway.
Yes. If you are defending the monarchy at all.
I think there is a way to say, okay, this woman got better as she aged and seemed to have done good things and grown as a person as she grew. But also, she was an active part in colonialism and isn't just this sweet old grandma who could do no wrong. It's the same thing as like being like, ah, man, my president didn't commit war crimes. They're my friend.
They probably did a war crime.
They did a couple. Like, so I think there is room to be like, okay, I am sad when people die. Death is sad. Also, we can take an honest look at the life you lived and should be able to criticize it for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
but farts, am I right?
But farts and piss. Since we're talking about the Queen, you know what she actually was behind it all?
A human.
A space alien. So
what?
I was thinking about aliens today. I really don't know why. I was just thinking about aliens, and this is one of those ranking of talking about favorite movie aliens. I guess we'll stick with movie aliens today. I was gonna make it broader, but it's easy. We'll make it a little bit more concise.
It's a little more accessible if it's only movie aliens, because I got some aliens from a book series I read that are dope.
Yeah, and you got like TV shows and comics. We'll just start off a classic. Have you guys? I mean, E.T. Where would you put E.T.?
I would put E.T. as like, if we're ranking, are we doing like S tier to D tier? So like S, A, B, C, D?
We'll do it like that just to make it easy.
Can we invent comedic tiers as necessary? Because I've got one for E.T.
Yeah. Okay. What?
There is a tweet. One of my all-time favorite tweets is this dude, and the tweet is simply, "Me and my friends would have killed E.T. with hammers, and I can assure you of that." So I think
I've heard that before.
We need a hammer tier for you in real life. You killed this thing with a hammer the moment you saw it. You know, I think E.T. goes in hammer tier.
See, I think hammer tier, but also like A tier alien.
Yes,
you know.
Yeah.
I think he also, I'm trying to find it. He also is in the tier. Did you guys
do that again?
Tier.
Oh yeah.
E.T. says "come" in the movie.
All right. So I am sending something in our text chat right now, and it is just a picture of E.T. But
is it girl E.T.?
No,
Please.
it's just E.T.
Girl T.
I like that he's got 5 man boobs.
I want you to look in E.T.'s eyes and tell me how comfortable you are that in the movie he touches children. Like, that is like one of the things that he definitely does.
He definitely is a wrinkly ball sack of an alien being.
Yeah. I think he's based off Steven Spielberg's ball sack.
Probably, most likely.
I'm not afraid
that's because
to say
the neck extends when necessary. So it's the dick and balls. He's a dick ball alien.
He's a dick ball alien.
That's a whole tier. Is this a dick ball alien?
This guy's a dick ball alien and a hammer tier and an A tier creature.
Okay, but that's a perfect segue. You know what's another dick and ball alien?
Alien.
What?
The
Alien
xenomorph.
from Alien.
Xenomorphs. Straight up dick balls.
Straight up dick and balls.
The first time I ever watched Alien was when I was in college, and I actually watched it for a podcast that Sammy and I were gonna do back then that just never really panned out.
Yes.
So
You
I
were
think-
missing
didn't
that
we?
wild card third ingredient.
Well, our wild card third ingredient was Ronnie Clements.
Well, that's not me.
Yeah.
But we
but
recorded like 2 episodes.
we recorded the alien episode, I think.
I think so.
But the big thing was we only had one mic. The only
yeah.
place we could record was Ronnie's bedroom. So it just wasn't conducive. But me and Caleb and I were deep in the podcast game early. We just didn't do anything with it.
Ronnie's Bedroom is a good album name.
That's a great
It's
punk album.
actually the new name of this podcast.
Welcome to Ronnie's Bedroom.
Ronnie's bedroom.
I'm looking at
Love you, Ronnie.
I'm looking at this xenomorph. This is a dick and ball alien.
Well, here's Caleb. Are you aware of the intentional sexual imagery in the Alien franchise?
If you mean the fact that Sigourney Weaver is in it and that is automatically sexual imagery, then yes.
I do mean that, but I mean in the design of the alien creatures themselves. I would like to tell you a little bit about that.
Yeah.
So
Please do.
the aliens were designed with the help of a artist known as H.R. Geiger, who
Yes,
does
I
a
was trying to
lot
remember
of
his name.
creepy art, and it often includes phallic and what's the like vagina version of phallic?
I used to know
Sapphic?
it.
No,
Sapphic
that's
is
lesbians.
No, Sapphic is lesbians. I'm gonna look up.
Yeah, what's the
girl
vagina version of phallic?
I used to know it. It's something.
Phallic. It is. This one that when I quickly Googled it, it says clitoris, but I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I've never found. What is that? That's not real.
Volvic?
No,
No.
that just feels
Let's see.
not as good.
See,
Pertaining,
here's
yeah,
what-
Volvic is pertaining to a vulva.
Okay, I mean, okay, so there's
So-
vulvic and phallic in
There's
it. Like,
there's another
imagery.
word though, because I know exactly what you're talking about because I remember
Yeah.
hearing it forever ago, but I don't remember what.
Yeah, it's
That
gonna
word
bother
is.
me all day, but we'll move on. So, we'll start with the beginning of their life, the face huggers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yonic.
Yonic. How's that spelled?
Yonic. Yonic.
Phallic and yonic.
Relating to are shaped like a yoni, a representation of the external female genitalia.
Okay, yonic.
It's from Shakti, symbol of Shakti. It's like Hindu goddess.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay,
The
sorry.
more you know.
I just found
So-
it right when you started talking, so I'm sorry for
Yeah.
interrupting. Okay.
H.R. Geiger worked with Ridley Scott. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ridley Scott.
Yes.
Worked with Ridley Scott. They worked together to design aliens that were uncomfortable on a kind of subconscious level, which is why they incorporated sexual imagery. The face huggers themselves, their mouths look like a vulva, just enough. And then they have a phallic thing that shoots out of it to go down your throat. So, like, the first thing they do is mouth rape you.
Yeah.
Sorry, content warning. Content warning for this next few minutes. Sorry. The entire imagery of the xenomorph is about sexual assault. So they go onto your face, put themselves in you, put their seed in you, and then it literally breaks out of your chest and kills you. And then as it grows, the xenomorph itself, like the head is shaped like a big old dong. And whenever it like opens its mouth and that second set of jaws comes out, that is also dong-like. So the whole thing is kind of meant to be about sexual assault. And it adds that unconscious level of like, I don't like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very
Mhm.
uncomfortable now.
It's genius monster design, but not a fun subject.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Arrival?
Yeah.
Which one is that?
That's the one with Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, I like that one. I
Caleb,
like
we
that one.
watched that
cool.
together.
Yeah, we watched that in your parents' home movie theater in your old house.
Okay. Do that. That's fine. We did.
No,
we
wait.
watched.
I thought we had talked about that on this show before.
No. My dad built a home theater in our house back in West Virginia, and it was dope. So we watched Arrival there, and I was like catatonic afterward because I was like, that was good art, and I want to make good art, and I'm bad at art. I was in my head about it real hard.
That is one of those movies, though, that is just like, this is so good. I want to make something like this.
Exactly.
But for the
It is
uninitiated.
beautiful.
No spoilers, though. It's so good.
Okay, yeah, but they're called heptapods. And I guess we won't spoil anything, but they try and communicate with us through these like really cool circular
And it's like
shapes.
ink stuff that they
Yeah.
control. It's really dope.
They're like the picture I'm looking at right now, it's like they're like a armless torso on octopus legs.
Yeah, they're
I
really
would-
they're really
Big.
wild looking.
I would
They're
put
very
those-
non-humanoid.
I would put those as a solid S, like S, high A, low S tier.
We never ranked the
I big
xenomorph.
agree. Yeah,
The xenomorph is a
S
D
tier.
tier alien because I don't want to think about the phallic imagery anymore, Cordell. I don't want to think about it. It makes me very sad, and I liked that movie until you pointed out all the sexual assault imagery
But
of it,
the-
and now my stomach hurts.
But it adds an extra layer of like commentary to it that's really
Yeah.
enriching when you watch again.
Yeah.
I don't like it though.
You don't like
You know that
fair.
Always Sunny gif of, oh, did someone get addicted to crack? I felt that same way of like, oh, did someone find like imagery in film that they didn't like?
So
I'd put it at
I'm-
actually S tier. I love the
I
design
think
of
Xenomorph is like top tier. It is iconic. I love it. S
I
tier.
am sending as a spoiler, and don't unspoil the image I'm sending until I tell you to do so.
Okay.
I am sending what I think is the best alien from any movie franchise ever, automatic S tier,
Okay.
okay? Because they provide conflict in the movie they are in.
Okay.
They also provide a fair amount of comedic relief. They bring a life to the movie and drive a plot forward that is just breathtakingly good. And they are a dick and ball alien.
Okay.
I swear if this is who I think it is.
You may unspoil the image now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Watto from
Watto.
Phantom
Watto.
Menace. Watto is the best movie alien ever because you don't think he can fly, and then he surprises you that he can fly.
Okay, but in that same movie, we've got Sebulba. Who's my boy?
True.
He's the other pilot who's like really mean to little Annie.
Oh yeah. That freak.
I like that
That
freak.
little freak.
I think he's a solid B tier alien.
I'd put him as a solid B tier, but Watto is S tier.
Okay.
Okay.
Going back
Watto's
to the
S tier.
heptapods, I think in terms of the narrative around them, S tier,
tier.
but if we're just going on design alone, I think they're B tier.
I
Without
think
the
they're-
language
I think they're
aspect.
still A tier.
I
I think they're still
think
A tier.
I
with
would
design
agree.
because
High
I
A
would-
tier.
Okay, that's
because
fine.
they have a little bit of the type of horror I like, which is like the eldritch unknowable
Mhm.
aspect, where like you can see the shadow, but you never really see them. And I really think
Yes.
that has a good tension to
Which if you haven't seen Arrival out there, you gotta watch it. Straight
You
up,
really do.
aliens show up and a linguist is brought in to try to decipher their language to understand why they've shown up at all. It's incredible.
It's
it
so
also
good.
has Jeremy Renner, so you know it's going to be good.
And
But
Amy
I
Adams.
have the last I'm bringing one more offer to the table before we move on. And
I would
think
like
this
to
is-
bring one as well. Should I bring it before or after?
You bring up yours.
Okay. Gonzo the Great.
He does fuck chickens.
S tier.
He is
S-tier.
canonically an alien. Muppets from Space
Yeah.
proves that he is part of an alien race. I think he's S tier, and I just
I
wanted
think
to
he's S-tier.
say his name. I wanted to put some respect on him.
Yeah. Okay, well, I spoiled this one too. I think this one is the true winner, especially in the movie that he is in. And I will explain after you unspoil
It's E.T. again.
and see Marvin the Martian in Space
S
Jam.
tier.
S tier.
S tier. So something you might have not thought about as a kid. He's the referee for the final game. Why does that make sense? Oh, he's a cartoon, so he's down for the tunes. He's also an alien, so he is
That's good.
impartial to both
That's
sides.
really good.
So just Marvin the Martian is incredible by himself, but just that the Space Jam writers had the
That little
he
thought.
would be impartial. He's the only one that could be the ref.
What about like Predators from Predator?
I have never seen Predators, any of them.
Okay, then we won't rank them.
I'm very scared of Predator, and I don't like it.
There's
Like,
a lot more we're missing, of course.
I've never seen the movie, but the concept terrifies me, so I don't watch.
Well,
Prawns from District 9 are pretty pog too.
I love those prawns. They're so neat.
The Harkonnens
The Harkonnens.
from Dune,
The Dune from Dune.
the Bene Gesserit from Dune.
I've
I
not
really
seen
love
Dune.
Dune.
I've
The
not seen
Sand
Dune.
from Dune.
Listen, here's
The
thing.
sandworms from Beetlejuice.
You guys got me kicked off on Dune because you brought up Arrival, and that was directed by Denis Villeneuve, who directed the latest Dune movie and is currently filming Dune Part 2. So,
Dune Part 2, Dune Your Mom.
But you know what else that makes me think of?
what?
We read reviews and they're really bad, so guess the movie. I went
Oh,
Southern this time. Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
Coming to you live from Ronald's bedroom.
From Ronald McDonald's. Okay, so we got a 5-star review. This was watched by Sir Davis and some numbers.
There.
That's the in their name. Okay. This movie was cringe. I cannot erase this shit from my brain. I would rather watch the Scary Movie version. Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix should be bonked hard
Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding,
yeah,
ding,
got
ever
it.
ding,
wanting
ding,
to
ding.
watch this film.
Yeah.
Do we want to just say it on
okay.
3?
We're both in. Ready? 1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
Signs.
Yes.
I
Oh,
love that movie.
This movie caused me to have a glass of water by my bed for a year.
I love Signs so much.
Well, that was so quick. How about another quick one?
Yeah.
This is a
For
half-star
Signs
review.
again.
No, for a different movie.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
5-star by BMan1424. Very convoluted movie. Too slow at time and the plot is overdone. In all, I'd give it a 0.5 star. Great showing from Morgan Freeman, but other than that, terrible movie.
Ding, 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 ding. Shawshank Redemption?
Correct. Shawshank Redemption.
Oh!
Wow. Wow.
Oh, yeah. As soon as it was like, the plot doesn't move very fast, I was like, this is going to be a really good movie that I love.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Green Mile guy, which is a controversial opinion.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
The other day, Olivia and I are working on a list together of what's some fun but not too serious movies to watch this fall. I have
Mhm.
never seen Green Mile, but I know that it's a Stephen King book, so I put Green Mile on our list of movies to watch that are supposed to be not too serious and not too much of a downer. To which Olivia said, Caleb, what is wrong with you?
Caleb, that movie's a huge downer.
Yeah. I was like, what? I thought it's Stephen King, and we both like Stephen King. And she said, do you know what that movie's about? I said, no. And she briefly explained the plot to me, and I instantly regretted putting it on the list and replaced it with Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Good choice. Good choice.
You guys want to talk about stroking?
Every day.
Yeah.
Let's talk about stroking. I'm of course referring to the classic game Wii Sports and the golf segment of that game and golf in general, because as of yesterday they announced that golf is being brought to Nintendo Switch Sports with 21 holes, which I'm very excited about. And to make it even better, also a competitive mode where you can play with up to 8 of your friends online. And I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, and some of the old Wii holes are coming back.
Yeah, I think the original 9 from the Wii are coming, and they're making 18 more.
Yeah.
Can I do a quick tangent because we're talking about things coming to the Switch?
Yeah.
They are bringing to the eStore Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2.
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's eStore. They're doing the Nintendo 64.
It's the Nintendo Switch Plus Nintendo 64.
I mean, isn't that thing. I thought that was all just available on their eStore.
You have to have the Nintendo Online expansion pack. So it's like the more expensive. It's the more expensive version.
I will do that to play those games though, because my brother and I put so many hours into those games. All my siblings sitting around the N64 playing mini games, and my brother and I would do Pokemon battles.
I think it's going to support online play as well.
Yeah, it will. So we'll be able to play. And my brother knew how to play Pokemon well, and I thought these are cool Pokemon.
Yeah.
And so he always beat me, always.
So,
but yeah,
here's
that's it.
What I'm saying is once that's available, because all of us have a Switch, what if we did a online 3-way round robin tournament in Pokemon Stadium?
And streamed it.
Oh, Pokemon Stadium 2, please, so we have a little bit more of an expanded pool.
Yeah.
Of course.
But and then we'll stream some mini game action.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just want to, how do you guys feel about golf?
I could leave it.
Golf as like Wii game or golf as golf?
Well, let's go as golf, because I want to pitch to you guys, because I've now gone golfing a few times, and I want to pitch to you
golfing
why it's actually okay. Environmentally, no, we're ignoring the environment.
No, we're not. We're not, because this is my Robin Hood complex. Golf is a waste of land, a waste of space, and is like paywalled like nobody's business. And I get it. Everything's kind of paywalled in this world. I understand. But golf is intentionally designed to weed out people who can't afford all the equipment and all of the free time to go play in the middle of the day at your country club. Golf is elitist and I hate it. I hate it so much, and it's not even a fun game. Take me putt mini golfing any day.
No.
Take me mini golfing.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
I get it.
Go.
But hear me out. Here is the upsides of golf. This is
hitting ball.
It's an excuse to go day drinking.
You can do that without the large,
without the elitism.
Okay, but hear me out. You also, in my case, get to go day drinking with your father, and it's the only quality time you get with him where he does not bring up politics.
Okay, I can understand that. My dad is a teetotaler, so I'll never get that day drinking experience.
And to make it even better, you also get to take out your frustration by trying to hit a ball as far as you can.
Play soccer.
No, because there's a difference between kicking it with your foot and hitting something with another object, you know?
Play baseball.
But then the thing is being thrown at you, and I'm a scared little piss baby and
That's
can't handle it.
Just go. We should just go take your dad to the what's it called the driving
Topgolf?
Top Golf. Thank you, and Rogers.
I can get more behind Topgolf because it is less of a waste of space and it is a lot more accessible. I could do Topgolf.
But I
I've
also
never-
understand why normal golfing is good for you, Caleb.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to yuck your yum on the
Oh.
joy you get from golfing, but it is, in my mind, a deplorable waste of time and space.
Listen, I get it. Environmentally, golf is one of the worst things to ever happen ever.
And like
socioeconomically,
I mean,
Yeah, just it's bad. It's bad overall. but I'm also very bad at golf,
okay, that's good.
and so I just get to throw a ball instead of trying to hit it because every time I try to hit it, I miss. And so I just throw it, and if I don't get it far enough, I just pretend that I've hit it, and then I pick it up and then get in the golf cart and drive. And then when we get close to my dad's ball, I throw it 30 yards in front of it and say, catch up, old man.
That's really good stuff.
I
And
fucking love that.
having spent a lot of time watching Caleb's coordination, I would love to see him try to golf.
It's about
True.
what you would think it is.
Oh yeah, You remember when we were freshmen in college and I would roll a ball down the hallway just to see how long it took you to catch it? And like to chase it down and catch it.
You would roll it really hard, and then it would keep, every time I would try and grab it, it would move. This is not fair. I thought we were leaving this behind us, Cordell.
This is one of those times I actually have to edit Junk House, and I have to remove that.
Wait, for real?
No, I'm kidding. No,
Oh, okay, cool.
that was a joke.
Got
No,
This is not.
Cordell would play that game, but here's the thing: we lived on the third floor of Keller
Oh,
at Hard, and those floors were somehow the most slick
They were
floors on
pretty
the
slick.
planet. And so, like, even when I would try to gently reach down with my hand and pick up the ball, somehow in the two, like, even though my fist was fully around it, it would fall out of my hand and go down the hall even further. I don't know what kind of god-breaking physics were happening on the third floor of Keller. But
Yeah.
it was so frustrating, and I still get frustrated by it, as you can tell by the fact that my voice is slowly turning into a cartoon. But
Yeah.
I don't understand. And like I have a wonderful dog. I love him. But I bought him this ball that is intentionally misshapen, so it bounces in
Ooh.
several directions.
Oh,
so he can,
yeah.
Yeah, so he can and it's made of a material, if it's called the Wonder Ball. If you have a dog, I highly suggest it because it's made of a material that they can actually bite into, but the
Yeah.
ball won't break apart. But it's also grippy enough that it pulls plaque and stuff off their teeth, so it cleans their
Whoa.
teeth. Genius.
That is a
Genius
wonder
design.
ball, yeah.
why don't we
Absolutely
have
love
that for
it.
humans?
Same. I would love to bite down into a ball and clean my teeth. But when I drop it for him, he'll play with it for like 5 minutes, and then he's done with it. And then I try to pick it up, and then it's another 5-minute game of me trying to pick up this ball that is designed to bounce in several different directions. And then my dog is sitting to the sidelines, and he's giving me this look of like, you dumb motherfucker. And like there is, Olivia and I have an ongoing bit about our dog that he has been alive for eternities and has worked with every evil thing possible.
Wait,
So
he's
occasionally-
evil?
Yeah, no, we have a bit that he's like super evil,
I can
but
see
then
it.
is just like on the mend and is trying to make up for it. That's like our bit internally in our house. So like, and he has like a voice, and I give him like a lateral lisp. And
Oh,
like
yeah.
Olivia does not do the voice, so it'll just be like like here, I'll give you a Wilder line that I have used before. Just,
Yes, please.
hey, Mom. So I was thinking the other day, I've done a lot of stupid shit in my life that I kind of regret, but I was thinking, I really regret doing the Holocaust. It's not entirely my fault.
Wilder, no.
Yeah,
Why did
no,
you
Wilder,
do
that was bad.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was horrible. It's horrible. He regrets it. He's learning.
He's
but
aware.
Like, also, he's
I hope-
aware of how bad it was.
Oh,
Like, but that's just the kind of ongoing bit in our house. Is
That's
that
really
Wilder
good.
somehow was involved in every horrible thing you can think of.
yeah.
Like,
Oh my God.
Did Wilder
And
do
it-
9/11?
Wilder, do you have any comments on that? So, hey, Cordell, listen. I know that you think it's very funny about 9/11. I did not do that at all. Because I was piloting the plane, but I messed up. I was supposed to hit the Pentagon, and I just I just killed several people instead. I meant to tear down the government, but I messed the fuck up.
Could you imagine how different our world would be if they had hit the Pentagon? Like, even
Man,
that
I think about it every day.
Wilder's haunted.
That's his
so
one
good.
regret from his
this is-
eons of life.
Yeah, like we've made jokes that like Wilder killed Christ. We've made so many jokes
He did.
that like he's just done these horrible things. And it's just
Well, Wilder, that one backfired on you because now Jesus has saved us all.
yeah.
So.
Actually, yeah. But the origin
Sorry,
of
Wildo.
the origin of the joke was the week after we got him, we got COVID. And so I made the
Okay.
joke
He
and
gave you
started the
COVID.
voice of like, guys, I gave you COVID, so you have no choice but to love on me for a whole 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it just evolved to where he caused COVID and started COVID.
Oh.
And then at one point I made the joke because Olivia was very sad. I said, the exact quote was, Mom, I have the cure for COVID. You're never going to believe what it is. And then she said, what? And I said, genocide. And it just kind of evolved from there.
Oh my God.
Oh, man. Okay.
Thank you, Wilder.
Yeah.
So,
That may be,
golf
yeah.
on the Wii.
Golf on the Wii was just incredible.
Yeah,
it was like
really
the
good.
first time that I really remember having control over the motion and the power of
Yeah.
it. Something I think it was like the peak of early Wii motion control. Because bowling at first wasn't that good until they like updated the system and kind of got it more under control.
And
Yeah.
But
tennis
golf
was rough
pretty
for a
much
long time.
Good at, tennis was very rough, but golf was pretty much good out the gate. You know?
Okay.
This is how you play
And-
tennis.
That's also
That's
how
also-
you do. So on Wii Sports Resort, you could do running, and you would run, but you could just sit there with the controller in your hand, such as like this, and just kind of shake it back and forth.
Audience,
And just like-
listeners,
yeah.
he is doing the jerk off motion.
Yeah, that's all you had to do. But if you did it too fast, your Mii would fall down. So you had to get it at just the right, not too slow,
Just
because then
the
it wouldn't
right
register it.
tempo.
The right
Just the
tempo, the right
You got it,
length of
1, 2,
stroke.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you had to have like a good tempo, and it had to be consistent for like 3 to 5 minutes so you could finish the course. You know?
So you could finish. We really made everybody really good at jerking off.
We made everyone good at jerking off. We as
W-I-I.
Junk House-
W.I.
No, no, no,
Not
Junk
we
House,
as a junk house.
specifically.
Junk House made everyone really good.
fucking good at masturbating. Okay,
Hey, if we did one
taught
thing,
everybody to do it.
if we did, if Junk House we did anything, I hope we could do that. You know.
I want to teach everyone how to explore and learn to love their bodies in a way that is pleasing to them. They are beholden to no one. Have fun with your body
Yeah.
And with the Wii.
and with the Wii.
Explore your Wiimote. Feel the vibration. Wait. Ooh, wait.
Have the little
Oh.
sound come out of your Wiimote.
Yeah.
Nice on.
Nice arm. It was always like not the mics or the audio
Muffled.
from the
Yeah.
from the Wiimote. Great job. Or it was like Mario. It's like woohoo. Like
Yeah.
okay.
Is it?
My penis makes those same sounds too.
Speaking of your penis, Cordell, what was your topic?
Yeah.
I'm very.
So, my topic was my penis. Everyone's always fighting over it. They're like, I want it. No, I want it. No, I want it.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah,
I'm married.
Yeah, like, sorry.
This dick's
No,
only
my-
for one person.
Yep. My topic is movie crossovers.
Okay.
Hence, why is everyone always fighting all the time? Because think about all of the great cinematic movie crossovers. I mean, or the not so great, like Batman v Superman, Alien versus Predator, Freddy versus Jason, Godzilla versus Kong. Abbott and Costello meet literally anyone. These are all just crossovers. And
Yeah.
so, I want us to think of what crossover would we like to see. Each of us, we're going to come up with like the ultimate, like, who's meeting up for, it's always a fight. There's always a fight. I don't get
It's
it.
always
But, like,
versus.
who's meeting up to versus each other?
This is just a quick. I wish they did a movie about the amalgam universe of Marvel and DC.
Oh, they're never going to get that
they're
right situation figured
for
out.
sure. But I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
a crossover I would love to see. But
I have two.
Okay.
One serious, one a joke. The serious one, Jason Bourne and James Bond.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm a big James Bond fan. I feel like the two of them, or Jason Bourne, John Wick, because I feel like they're more the same type of fighting.
Okay.
James Bond is more, spy espionage.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
Jason Bourne is more just like direct fighting. So yeah, Jason Bourne, John Wick, I feel like would be a good crossover.
Okay.
My joke one, and it's based off of a million internet memes, is Batman v Kevin Malone from Home Alone.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Because there's the joke of like, if you give either of them prep time, they're gonna win, and I want to see who actually wins.
So, do you want me to say? Do you want me to end the joke?
Of Kevin Malone v Batman.
Kevin is a child.
Batman is also not gonna. Batman.
He's
like,
not gonna kill him, but Batman
He's not
has
gonna
years
kill
and
him.
years and years of training over a child.
But
Kevin
Kevin's
Malone has
he's-
watched
he's
one
a-
gangster movie.
He's a clever fella. Also, did they really make the main character of Home Alone named Malone?
Maybe I misremembered his name.
Kevin
Home
McAllister?
Alone.
McAllister, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
McAllister's.
okay, because I was like, Caleb, I don't think
Kevin
that's...
Malone is the one from The Office.
No.
I do want that
Yeah,
crossover
Batman versus
too.
Kevin Malone.
I do want that crossover too.
I have a low tolerance for stupidity.
Yeah.
Just like sit there and you just watch Batman be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? As he's scooping chili off the floor into the pot again.
Yeah.
But what about Jason Bond? James Bond, and this would be more comedy based, but I almost said Jason Bond again. James Bond and Austin Powers.
I'm in so much favor.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's really
Oh my
good.
gosh.
This is, I will say, just because we have to give credit where credit is due, they do have a crossover in Epic Rap Battles of History. But an actual movie where like James Bond is the straight man to Austin Powers Ronk-donkulous, but it's a more
Yeah.
in like a James Bond in our world where it's everything's realistic.
I think the only way that works
Okay.
is if it's Pierce Brosnan's
Yeah.
James
Yes.
Yeah,
Bond.
you got to
Yeah.
go back
Because
a
that
little
was
while.
that was more of the ridiculous era of James Bond, where it was like, we're gonna have a whole movie where it's on the moon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're going to have a character named Pussy Galore.
Yeah.
Pussy Galore was actually Sean McConnery.
Ooh.
Which,
Sean
I know a
Connery.
lot about James
yeah, I know
Bond,
you do.
so
I was
like,
I was more bringing that up of like, the old school Bond movies were not classic.
no, Octopussy was just a movie.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
Yeah.
a movie name. They thought to do that. They did that.
for like, okay, like James Bond movie names. I'm give me just a second. Movies in order. Dr. No was the first one. That's good. Live and Let Die, that was good. Spy Who Loved Me, that was definitely about sex. Octopussy,
Sex.
sex, obviously. Diamonds Are Forever, that
Sex.
had sex in it. Thunderball.
Ooh.
That
You know what they
big
call
sex.
You know what they call my balls. Thunder and lightning.
Thunderball. Let's see, what else was there that was like very sexual? I mean, a lot of the other ones are not super sexual in the names, but
They all
There's also
have the
just-
Bond girls, which inherently
yeah.
lowers the quality of the film.
yes. The era that they stopped doing the Bond girls is when they stopped basing them off the book. Which should tell you something, is that Skyfall in 2012 is really the first one where they're not really doing a Bond girl thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
even
so
then,
crazy.
they're still kind of doing a Bond girl
They're
thing.
always
but
kinda
it's
doing
a
it.
little bit more classy.
Yeah. Isn't Bond in the books like way worse?
Oh, Bond in the books is like straight up a serial rapist.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna like front about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I love the James Bond movies, but that's just because I really love slow burn spy thrillers, and those are some of the best in that genre.
Yes. True and fair and fair and true.
But there are ones that I just don't watch because I feel like the sexism is stronger than normal and it's gross.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
definitely
I
from an
think-
era that is good to be in the past.
Yeah, I think parodying that
Would be
in
could be
Austin
really funny.
Powers
Yeah.
is very funny. Yeah. Like Whole Lot of Vagina is a very funny parody of Pussy Galore. Like,
Yep.
Yeah. What if but another versus. The guys from The Hangover versus that one movie where all the actors play themselves during the end of the world. This is the end, I think.
This is the end.
So some of them have to fight themselves in real life as their actors. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
It was just a
another
meme. It was
idea
just a meme.
Yeah.
along the same line,
This is all meme.
Hangover versus Hot Tub Time Machine.
There we
Ooh.
go. That's the stuff.
Hangover versus Hangover 2
Versus Hangover 3.
versus Hot Tub Time Machine.
Guys,
Okay, which
People.
movie do you,
Minions versus Gremlins.
there you go.
Gremlins would win.
Let's go with
Oh, yeah.
two movies that have the same director.
Okay.
Okay.
So it'll be Hangover versus Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Hangover guys win.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you
Depending
think
on
that
at one
the
point in the movie
Hangover-
they see him.
Do you think that The Hangover really made him feel qualified to direct and write Joker? Do you think that really did it? for
I
him.
think so. I think he was like, he got done with all of the people being hung over, and he was like, I need to make something depressing now.
I genuinely like that movie.
Hangover or Joker?
No, I
like Joker.
Joker.
Yeah, I like
I've
Joker a lot.
watched Hangover for the first time because my dad was like, "This is real comedy," and we watched the first Hangover movie. And in the first 10 minutes, you hear Bradley Cooper yell the phrase, and I'm sorry but yell the phrase paging Dr. Faggot over and over for like a minute.
Yeah.
And I was just like sitting there like,
Fun.
how am I supposed to enjoy the rest of this?
Yeah.
It made me very uncomfortable.
If we're doing like within a director's like group of movies, Robert Zemeckis, Ghost Ship versus Monster House.
Also, Robert Zemeckis, Back to the Future versus Christmas Carol.
Yes.
You know what I want to see? Monster House versus Sharknado.
Interesting. I can dig it.
Have I
The
told
house
you
is
guys
getting
my
picked
theory?
up in the Sharknado, and it's just grabbing the sharks and eating them.
Have I told you guys my theory on Robert Zemeckis?
That he's
Yeah.
not very good and everyone just overhypes him because they went to a film class once.
No. My theory is that he should have stopped in like 1998. But my theory, legit, is that he just doesn't know how to manage money, and that's why he keeps doing it. It's because he just never has money. It's because he keeps spending it on dumb stuff.
And that's the decline in quality too, is like he's got to take just any project that'll come.
Yeah, because like I just like he went from Forrest Gump, which is an incredible movie.
Yeah. Let me give this its
Like
due.
to Beowulf.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm gonna go look at his filmography real quick and find the point in which I quit respecting his movies. Cause like Back to the
Yeah.
Future, it's fun. I don't think it's all that great. I think it's one of those nostalgic things. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Great.
I think I know the point. I'm sorry to skip
Forrest
ahead.
Gump, Contact, Castaway. I think Polar Express is the tipping point.
Yep, that's
Yep.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
it's right on that
So
line.
that means 2004 is the latest.
Yeah.
Monster House is pretty good though, but he was only an executive producer, so
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of the
I'm
challenge.
just thinking about his like directing, you know?
Yeah.
Because like if we're just going off of what he's produced, oh my gosh, he's got some absolute bangers.
yeah.
Yeah, which he just produced Ghost Ship and 13 Ghosts. 13 Ghosts versus Ghost Ship.
Ooh, but there's only 13 of them. But
But they're really scary.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I think even directing it still is the Polar Express was the tipping point. Because the next movie right after Polar was Beowulf. Sorry.
Yeah,
which you're good.
I think
Back to the Future 3 versus Back to the Future 1. Back to the Future 3 wins because in Back to the Future 3 they get guns.
Yeah.
They get guns.
And a train.
I think an interesting thing about Robert Zemeckis is that he's apparently not a good screenwriter, but a good director.
Okay, yeah.
Like when you look, which is wild to me that they're different, but I understand it's different skill sets, but like his best ones, like Forrest Gump, he directed, didn't write. Contact, which a lot of people love, directed, didn't write. Back to the Future, he wrote. He wrote Polar Express, A Christmas Carol, and then like nothing there, like his best stuff is stuff he just directed. He directed Castaway, didn't write it.
Here is why I think that is.
Because he sucks.
His main directing teacher, like the person that taught him how to do it, is Spielberg.
Ooh,
Got
okay.
Because he was part of the two Roberts, which
Yeah.
which are like Spielberg's two proteges, were the two Roberts, or the two Bobs, as some people
Who is
call
the other
them.
one?
The other writer for Back to the Future. I can't remember his
Oh,
name
okay.
off the top of my head. Bob Gale. Yeah.
Okay.
Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Bob Gale stopped after Back to the Future. Like, he's just kind of coasted on that.
Fair.
As he should, yeah.
But Zemeckis wants to be a writer. Everything he writes falls apart.
He don't got the gift.
But he learned how to do a script clock from Spielberg. So you have like the idea of the script clock where it's like you spend this much time on this before you move on to this.
Oh yeah, he's got the
Mhm.
schedule of a movie down to make the pacing good.
Yeah. So he's got the scheduling down because he learned from the guy that did Indiana Jones. And
Yeah.
like that movie scheduling is so consistent until you hit Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which we don't talk about. But
Yeah, no. One of the only things on Zemeckis' list of things he wrote was Doc and Marty teach climate change. So,
yep.
yeah, that was in 2016. I don't know if it helped that much.
They didn't fix it.
They didn't teach it well enough, apparently.
I think I hold more animosity for Zemeckis than he deserves, and that is solely because the whole like film student junk of like, listen, being a film student is legit. It's great. But just like I've watched so many people do in theater classes, it's like you start learning and you start to think you know everything. And then like you develop your like really hoity-toity, like, oh, this person's the best. Ha ha ha. And Zemeckis is a very easy one to latch onto because he's Spielberg's dude. Like, he's one of the Roberts. Like, wow, you know, like,
Yeah.
I think it's really easy to hold him up to such a high, awesome standard. What clearly he's mostly misses with a couple hits.
There are two other people that I have that opinion for.
Yeah, hit me.
Anyone that references Stanley Kubrick as their favorite director,
Mm,
That's a red
I'm
flag.
a little bit yikes about.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because are his movies good? Yes.
his
But
methods.
if you list him as one of your directorial influences,
No.
major red
A
flag.
He
technical
literally-
influence? Maybe.
He literally
Yeah.
tortured Shelley
Yes.
Duvall.
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall.
Uh,
Like-
like he's not a good person.
He's not.
Back in the day, it was like, oh yeah, I'm making art. And like nowadays, please arrest this man.
Yes,
The
dude.
only thing I will
God
say that
damn.
he did good for the movie industry is that he took a little bit of artistic power back from studios.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that was like one of the things I do admire him for is like if a studio was like, we would rather you do this, he would literally say, fuck off, I'm doing what I want.
Yes.
And like, I admire that but that only.
What's the other one?
Other person, and this is like my hottest take
I'm ready.
probably ever,
I think
and
I
it's
know.
in music.
Oh, it's music. Okay, never mind.
I'm not going to know it as well. But anyway.
Please, college-aged white guys, stop idolizing Kanye West.
Yes.
Really stop.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking almost directly to a few people. Number one, is his music good? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not all 100% good.
Oh, of course.
There are some albums that you guys are acting like are amazing that he's just ripping off Death Grips entirely. Like,
Yeah.
he's ripping off artists left and right, and you guys are acting like he's original.
Yeah.
Do you know who I think deserves a little more hype and is very consistently good?
Who?
Ooh.
Edgar Wright.
Oh, yes. 100%.
Amen.
Like,
Amen.
I think he is one of those writer and director who does a very, very, very good job of like not just cranking stuff out to crank it out.
I wish he would have stayed involved with the MCU.
I know, but
Yeah.
everybody hates Ant-Man for some reason.
Ant-Man's a good
I
movie.
love Ant-Man.
I love it,
And
but
I really
so many
love it.
random people. I've heard so many people talk shit about that movie.
Yeah, I think it's one of the more like visually risk-taking ones of the like earlier MCU, and I think
Yeah.
people might associate that, I don't know, or people might look at it as where comedy started becoming a little too prevalent in their movies, which I think is a fair criticism.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like he also left that process midway through, so you can see his fingerprints, but it's really not his movie very much.
Yeah.
But like Edgar Wright, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, The World's End, Baby Driver. Like Last Night in Soho is one of the few movies he like wrote and directed that isn't super great, but it's still a very well crafted movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's okay.
It's fine.
I'm very excited. He is directing a dystopian movie that is coming
snap.
out supposedly in 2023 called The Running Man.
Like from the book?
Yeah, like from the Stephen King book.
Which what a story. If he could land that plane, that's dope.
Yeah. I mean, the three writers on the movie right now are Michael Bacall, who writes Stephen King movies almost exclusively,
Ooh.
Stephen King, and Edgar Wright.
Oh,
Here's what I need to say about Stephen King and his adaptations. Stephen King is sillier than anyone gives him credit for. Even his books, like all of his stuff has an air of silliness to it that people forget about when they try to adapt him. But like Stephen King's favorite adaptation of anything he's ever done, the one he had the most hand in, was Maximum Overdrive.
hell yeah.
Starring Emilio Estevez, about when a comet passes over Earth and cars come to life. He loves that one. He thinks they did an excellent job. Like, Stephen King's a goofy dude who
Yeah.
writes horror, but like, there is an element of that goofiness in all of it, even if it's very serious.
Yeah.
So I hope that this movie finds a way to capture a little bit of that oddball nature, especially with those two on it.
If Edgar is
Well,
in it, I think
yeah.
I think they will.
And Michael Bacall has written Stephen King adaptations and Scott Pilgrim. Like those are his like big.
Okay,
credits.
so we're gonna
we're
we're
gonna
getting
have good
amazing.
stuff.
Good. I got high hopes now.
But you know what I have high hopes for?
What?
Our theme song.
Thank you to the one and only Reverend Horton Heat for allowing us to use their song Psychobilly Freak Out as our opening and closing music.
Woo!
It's a banger. You should go listen to it.
If you want to check us out on Twitter, or Twitter's Junk House with a 0 as the O, and we are on TikTok. We're TikTok as Junk House Pod.
Are we
Yeah.
TikToking?
We're TikToking.
Wow.
And just like we say every single week,
Can I please take a shower already? You've been in there
No.
20
No.
minutes.
no.
We're both in here.
We're both in here. I have to wash my whole butthole.
And I have to
Yeah,
wash
but only-
Caleb's butthole.
But I know it's
We
a
each
two-person
take
job,
half at
but
the
like
same time.
you
I
did it
have a
last
giant
week.
Butthole.
You did it last
I-
week.
You know it's an
I
every week
pooped
thing,
it
Cordell.
dead.
Come on, I'm late for lunch.
It's a psychobilly freakout!